Did you know that using a cold email warm-up tool that has a large warming pool can actually tank your email deliverability instead of helping it? It's actually true. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the hidden risks of relying on cold email warm-up tools that use very large warming pools. So from spam traps to getting, damaged email reputations, we're gonna dive into all of the meat and potatoes of this. So stay tuned for that, and I'll explain everything about protecting your email reputation so that you can ensure your cold emails actually land in the prospect's inbox. So just like my other videos, this is a Notion doc. If you want to save it, go ahead and make a copy of it. The link is in the description. If you watch this video, what's in it for you? You're going to learn the major risks of using warm-up pools and how to master the safe email warm-up practices. So first and foremost, protecting your email deliverability. All right, so that's if you're doing cold email, of course, email deliverability is the main thing. If you can't land in the inbox, you can't get results. All right, so we need to maintain a high sender reputation. You're going to be able to improve your campaign success by understanding the do's and don'ts and best practices. You're going to be able to save some time and resources, right? So you don't have to go research other, videos, other solutions, that kind of stuff. I'm going to share everything with you in this video. And then it's going to help you build a reliable email system. If you don't have a reliable email system, again, you can't get results with email. So if that sounds good, keep watching. If you don't know me, I am Patrick Spielman. I'm the founder and CEO of Upticks, which is a sales automation CRM. And just a full disclosure here, we have an email warm-up tool and product inside of our broader platform, Upticks. So, the benefit of that is I know a little bit about this. The downside of that potentially is have some skin in the game. And obviously, I always try to put out, honest content, but I just wanted to let you know that we do have a warm-up tool. I've helped tens of thousands of salespeople and over 3,000 customers with their sales strategies. I'm a former 6-time award-winning master franchisee at Sculpture Hospitality. I ran a 7-figure sales agency. And so all of this stuff is based on real-life experience. Enough about me. Let's dive into this. So real quick overview. The ultimate goal, of course, as you probably know, a warm-up tool is designed to improve your deliverability of your emails. So effectively what it does is help you build a sending reputation with the email client providers out there. So it does that by gradually increasing the number of emails that you send over a period of time. And it tries to mimic, most tools try to mimic some sort of natural email behavior, which is essential for avoiding spam filters. So it's this, network of emails, which I guess I'm jumping ahead here. In terms of how they work, there's a network of emails that a tool like an Upticks has, right? We have other users that connect their emails into our platform that creates a warm-up pool. So then those email accounts, they start sending emails to each other, right? And then those emails are automatically interacted with, sending positive signals to the email providers like Gmail, like Microsoft, so on and so forth. So over time, what this does is it builds up your sender reputation. So that's a little bit how it works. Why are they used? Ultimately to get better deliverability with your outreach, right? You can set up lookalike domains and inboxes and all this kind of stuff. Keep your volumes low at your sending levels on each inbox, right? And ultimately, this helps getting your emails, they are getting marked as spam. You're spreading your risk across multiple inboxes, and that helps you with longer term strategies that help you get more consistent results with email. Now, email reputation and deliverability. So real quick here, why does it matter? Of course, if you have bad reputation, right, you're not going to land in the inbox. You're going to automatically get put into the spam folder. So your email, you have it's like a credit score, right? You're building up a reputation with Microsoft, with Google. So that impacts where your emails land in the inbox or not. Now getting into the risks of using larger warm-up pools. So while they're crucial for email deliverability, especially for cold email, the size and quality of a warm-up pool can significantly impact the effectiveness of the warming process. So large pools might seem advantageous at first, but they can come with some risks. So let's dive into that. First of all, what's a large warm-up pool? Take an Upticks, for instance, take an Instantly, take a Smart Lead, all these other products. Like we have pretty large warm-up pools. Some of them are larger than others. Like Instantly, Smart Lead, they have huge, huge, huge warm-up pools, right? Upticks isn't as big. That's actually a good thing. So it can be a pro and a con. Con comes if they're not managed properly. So some potential issues you might have with large warm-up pools. There might be spam traps out there. So if a spam trap email, if you're not familiar with a spam trap, it's basically a booby trap. So people put email addresses into lead databases, they put email addresses into these warm-up pools, and if people start emailing these email addresses, then they automatically start blacklisting those email accounts. So the more popular a tool is, the more popular warm-up pool is, the bigger it is, the more that these little spam traps, booby traps, are going to be present, and it's going to make it harder to get results. So if all of a sudden your warming is sending to people in spam traps, you're going to get bad results. You could even end up on blacklists. So that's one problem. The next one are lower quality domains. So the more that a tool is known for spamming, the lower the quality the domains are going to be. And the lower quality of the domain means you're going to have poor reputation within the domains inside of that warm-up pool, which actually negatively impacts your ability to effectively warm up your inboxes. So sending emails to these lower quality domains can drag down your deliverability. Depending on how the tools are using different like rotating and dynamic IP addresses, that could be something there. They're all using shared IP addresses of some sort because you can't dedicate IP addresses. It would cost a fortune. There's no way you could do it. So that's one small aspect to it. All right, the sender's shared IP reputation. Over engagement can actually negatively impact your warm-up process. So if there's too many emails that are getting sent, this is an unnatural activity that can be picked up on. So you want to be cognizant of that, and you can get flagged. And then one that I just purely speculating on is just on the topic of unnatural sending. It's not normal to send emails to net new leads all the time. If you think about a normal inbox, like a lot of times people are they're emailing back and forth, right? You're talking to contacts, you're talking to customers, clients, all that kind of stuff, right? And so there's some sort of more natural behavior. This is total speculation, but I'm kind of a paranoid person in general when it comes to this stuff. So I would assume that the email client providers can recognize this. They have other AI detection algorithms that, of course, can pick up on things. So I just assume that this is probably something too. So now, let's say an example. So let's say you sign up with a warm-up tool with a massive pool of email accounts. Initially, what you might experience is everything might be fine. But then after a few weeks or maybe even longer, you might notice a decline in deliverability. And after investigating, maybe you find several emails landed in spam traps. It would take some deep investigation to find this though. So you would really have to you'd have to grab the emails that are being sent to, and then you would have to bump it up against an email validation tool. But it certainly can happen, and you wouldn't sometimes know it. This, say sharp decline here. The decline could also be gradual, and over time, then you get worse and worse deliverability. So what are some best practices? So we want to make sure that we don't face some of these consequences, right? So here's some tips. First of all, tip one, research and choose your tools wisely. So not all tools are created equal. Even the most popular tools might not be the best tools. It could be a ticking time bomb. So make sure you do your research. It's kind of hard to find information out on the internet on this kind of stuff because most people don't really understand the warming. It's even hard for me to understand, to be quite frank with you. Nobody really understands it. There's obviously some inherent benefit to it, but there's speculation. So it's kind of hard to find accurate information out there. But ultimately, what you can do is monitor your email metrics. So you're going to have to balance, of course, your warm-up sending and then your live sending. And so you wouldn't necessarily know if you're having bad deliverability due to a warm-up pool or your live sending habits. But the least you could do is try to keep an eye on your metrics and try to find any drops in deliverability. Avoid overloading your warming pool. So if you are using even a high quality tool, all right, if you're sending too many emails, right, that can be a red flag, especially in that first 30 days. So you want to make sure that your tool gradually increases your volume to mimic human behavior. Would be a good idea to diversify your strategy. So if you have a lot of inboxes, it could be good to use multiple tools. So diversify your risks. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. I know there's some convenience there, but you might not want to put all your eggs in one basket because if something stops working, then the whole thing comes crumbling down. And then tip 5 is just make sure that your warming tool is, doing good engagement with replies and stuff like that. So my final thoughts here, obviously we've talked about the importance of email warm-up tools, the risks associated with larger pools and larger networks, and then some of the consequences of those poor email practices, and then some best practices, of course, to ensure your email campaigns are successful. So Proper email warm-up is essential for maintaining good sender reputation and achieving high deliverability. So make sure you choose the right tools, implement some of these best practices. There's a lot of other best practices for just cold email. Of course, this one's more about warm-up. All right, and then make sure you avoid, the pitfalls of some of these things we talked about, which is kind of hard to do. But at least hopefully I've got you thinking about some stuff. Next step, if you got some value from the content, even just a little bit, give me a like, give me a share, give me a comment below if you have any questions. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get more information similar to this. And if you found these tips really helpful and you're in the market for a new product, a new tool to help you with warm up and even your cold email, your multi-channel sales, your sales automation, then I would love for you to check out my product upticks. We have a free trial. We even have a free forever plan, and you can do that by visiting upticks.io, and we'll help you manage all of your sales and outreach. So this video was helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.